All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to actually type that in because we're dividing by the number in front of the variable we're looking for. So we're solving for x, so we're going to divide by 38/9. So once we have our little alpha y equal fraction box here, all we got to do is type in our 38, and we use the arrows down here. We can tab out of that and put the 9 in right there and tab out of that, and then press enter, and there's our answer. Okay? Now, on the next one, if we make an input-output table, the first row has 2 holes, second row has 5, and third row has 8, and so on. The question is, what's the equation for finding 20, the number of holes on the 20th row? My rate of change going from 2 to 5 to 8 is going to be 3. This one has a rate of change of 4. This one has a rate of change of 3. This one has a rate of change of 4. And this one has a rate of change of 3. So the ones that have rates of change that are not 3, we cross out. Get rid of A and C. Now, we can always use our calculator because this is an equation. So if we come over here to our y equal button and we type in our 3x, remember with a calculator you got to use an x, 3x minus 15, and we go to our table, second graph, we see that the first row has negative 12 holes. No, it doesn't. Cross it off. We can check this one. This is the correct answer. If we come over here and type in 3x minus 1, we know that the first row has 2 holes, the second row has 5, the 3 has 8. And if we scroll down to 20, we'll see our answer is 59. 20th row, 59 holes, right there. Okay? Number 8, same thing. Take your calculator, type in this using X, and go to your second graph and try to make the sequence. Show you why this one works. Again, if you go to your y equals, we type in 5x plus 4, second graph, and we got to go back up to the first position. The first position was a 9. There it is. The second one is 14. The third one is 19. That's why we picked that. All right, scratch through that. This is problem 10 and 11. At the very top, we notice is what we're looking for in this problem. Whenever x, I'm sorry, what is the value of x whenever x is 7? All right, I looked at this one incorrectly the first time I did the video before it cut me off. Look, we're given an equation. So type it in. Go to your y equals and clear that out. Negative 16, parentheses, x minus 4, close parentheses, square it. Remember the square button is right here. There's the square button. And then plus 255. Okay? Now, this is an input. Where do I go to find inputs and outputs? We go to our table. An input is 7. Oh, I didn't do this wrong. I did it correct. When the input is 7, the output, which is the only thing left for me to do. Remember, I'm given the equation and the input. That means I must be looking for outputs. So I look in the y column at 7 and notice it's this number right here, A. Number 11, still looking at this picture. What is the attribute or characteristic? If you remember in the previous problem, I said to call this the vertex or the maximum. There are actually 2 answers here. It's both the vertex and the maximum. It's not the x-intercept because that's right here, okay? And it's not the y-intercept because that's right here. This point up here is either the vertex or the maximum value, same thing. All right, on this one, we're looking for x's, so I'm along this line right here, and notice that I have a dot whenever x is 1. I have a dot whenever x is 2. I have a dot whenever x is 3, 4, 5, and 6. Those are the only places that I have dots directly above. They're not connected. We don't do a red box. We pick answer choice C. Notice that A and D are both dealing with range. This dot, if I go to the y-axis, is 10. So these are range numbers. This is the wrong letter for domain, so I don't even consider that one. On number 13, just go down 1 and left 2, down 1, left 2, down 1, left 2, down 1, left 2, until you hit the x-axis, and that is a value of -8. On this one right here, I can red box these things and look for the x values, the domain. So I highlight this. This goes from a -2 up to a +7, so it's greater than -2, but it's less than -7. That's A. All real numbers, one more time. Right now, in your world, all real numbers is each and every positive, negative, fraction, decimal, percent, mixed number, square root, all the numbers that make up your number line that represents all real numbers. So don't let that throw you off. All real numbers are basically all the numbers you currently know.